same party, of course, as Leo Varadkar, the Taoiseach. We can speak now to Ben Bradley. I almost got your name wrong there, Conservative MP. What did you make of what Senator Richmond had to say there, Ben?
I think he's tying himself in knots, to be honest. The idea that you can say, we don't want no deal, but we won't budge on the backstop, but we're not planning for a hard border in the event of no deal, so because we don't feel that that's needed, so why is the backstop needed? It just is not a logical position to hold. And obviously having a leave date from the backstop, as you suggested, which I think would give us a majority in the Houses of Parliament, is no different to the situation we face now, where the alternative is effectively no deal. It's exactly the same position as we are in currently. So, you know, if that's going to be the position of the European Union, that is not reopen for negotiation, then, you know, they are driving us towards no deal.
He says you can't have a time limit on a peace agreement, and that is a fair point, isn't it, given what's happened in Derry over the weekend?
Well, you know, the discussion about peace in Northern Ireland is a very difficult and important one, but nobody has suggested, including him, in that conversation, that there should be or needs to be a hard border. You know, that is unlikely. As you said, we're not going to do it. The Republic of Ireland are not going to do it. The European Commission cannot force us to do it, so there won't be one. But
there has to be one, because it's going to be Europe and it's going to be the UK.
No, there's a very different definition that seems to have come about through this debate. That we started initially talking about hard borders, which means physical infrastructure, it means checks on the border. It seems to have evolved over the course of this debate into being any change whatsoever. There is a customs border, a regulatory border, a VAT border that already exists, and there will have to be more administration to manage that.
I mean, with all due respect, have you crossed it lately? Because you wouldn't know it was there, Ben. You would not know it was there.
No, absolutely, because there's no physical infrastructure and nobody's going to put any up.
Okay, have a listen to this, would you? This is John Irving, who is the CEO of Liverpool John Lennon Airport, and he is attempting to explain what the Brexit uncertainty is doing to his business.
There's certainly a nervousness, and these are European carriers, a nervousness about bringing new aircraft into the UK. And we've definitely been, unfortunately, on the back of that, close to 2 deals that aren't happening and won't happen until there is some sort of resolution to the Brexit scenario.
Well, we've heard it time and time again, Ben, haven't we? Is that uncertainty is an issue, and he actually is saying that it's driving investment away from the UK.
Well, I mean, international investment into the UK is at record high levels, although I absolutely understand the uncertainty is the big challenge for business in this. Most of the businesses that I speak to in my constituency are pro-Brexit actually often, but do say that it is that uncertainty that is a problem for them. That's why we need to get this sorted by the 29th of March. We need to have deal or no deal, have it locked down and leave, and put everybody in a position of certainty for the future.
Ben, we're asking people today what their concession would be, what they would come to the table with if they were going to be around a negotiating table over Brexit, bearing in mind we've only got 35 sitting days in the Commons left, what their concession would be. What would yours be?
I think the PM's taken the right approach, to be honest. I voted against the deal on the basis that this backstop potentially ties us in permanently. Without that, with an end date or an alternative mechanism to make that work, actually the other problems that do exist in terms of European courts and all the rest of it become temporary problems. And if we can guarantee that they are temporary problems, then I would hold my nose, get it through, make sure that not leaving is taken off the table, and then we can continue to talk about the long-term relationship after the 29th of March.
How many do you think of your pro-Brexit Conservative colleagues would do that? I mean, is there anywhere like the numbers that she needs?
I think quite a lot. And I think there will be more on the other side that would support that as well, particularly with some of the other moves she's made today in terms of securing workers' and environmental rights, for example, and that we're not going to backtrack on any of those standards. I think if you look at the parliamentary arithmetic alone, there was something in the region of 120-odd Conservative Brexiteers in the no lobby voting on this agreement. If they voted for it, that's a majority of 12 or 15. And it is those people absolutely that she needs to reach out to. I think she's taking the right approach.
Okay, thanks very much indeed for being